Hey YouTube, it's SD Prepper, and this is the trauma bag video, and this is pretty much most of it put together. The only thing that I'm lacking in here is an occlusive or a halo seal for a sucking chest wound. I will talk about other options you have available for that, as well as I do not have a tourniquet. Okay, so we'll be talking about those a little later, but still. Okay, and I am going to show you the bag. Okay, so let's go over the actual kit. Splint, tons of uses for it in the splinting aspects. Cut what you need off, go from there. Always measure before you cut. Basic. And you can make C-collars. I will do another video on this. Also, the makers of Sam's does a good one, and pretty much exact same thing. So that's that for the splint. Okay, roller gauze. Roller gauze, 2 to 3 per pack. I just had one because for some unknown reason I think somebody raided my kit. But it comes down to, all you're going to do is you're going to pack this in. Okay, deep laceration, a puncture wound, you are going to just start pushing that on in there. Okay, and you can also, it's also used for padding, so you can wrap it around and then go over it with Coban or tape. But either way it goes. The other thing is, with these sterile packages, this top part here can be used for a sucking chest wound. As long as it is not going to actually get the blood on there and stick to the wound itself. You can use a lot of things. If push comes to shove, all you have, you can use a candy bar wrapper for a sucking chest wound. Okay, not the most sterile, but still, when they have a sucking chest wound, that kind of stuff is out of there. Remember, first aid is about the ABCs: air, bleeding, circulation, breathing, circulation. Sorry. So it comes down to, you need to make sure that everything is going. Okay, so you can just take this on and you're going to slap it onto the wound. You're going to go 3 sides, leave one side open so the air can get in. Obviously, if you tape all 4 down, all you're doing is suffocating them. Okay, good old fashioned first aid tape. This is what most of us have seen in everybody's first aid kits. This is typically one of the first things we get introduced to as a kid. And you can either buy it in 1 to 2 inches. I just normally keep the 1-2 inches. You know, if I want it, I can have it, or I can just double it up. It's not a big deal. Okay, but waterproof is great. Cloth, the paper tape, I personally hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. As soon as it gets wet, it's useless. It falls off. It doesn't adhere very well. I just don't like it overall, so I never carry it. You need to irrigate the wound. So I like these because of the little top. This is just basic sterile saline. This one is sold for contact lenses. Make sure you get the sensitive, because that is going to be the closest to pure saline that you have. So this stuff is good because I like the nozzle, so I can get in there, I can pop that wound open, I can just spray it in, and I can get that debris out. You don't want to leave junk in there, because when you get them to the ER, anytime that the hospital, the ER nurse, the ER doctor, whoever's doing the prep, the longer it takes them to clean that out is less time to get them into surgery or anything like that. Okay, so irrigate. Go ahead, use the whole damn thing. Make sure that is cleaned out. Coban, athletic tape, horse tape, whatever you want to call it. This is the stuff that you wrap around and it'll stick to itself. Great stuff. Sam splint. You set that splint up, you wrap it around, keep her nice and tight after you've curved the Sam splint in to provide support to the limb. Good stuff. Okay. Honestly, most EMTs, paramedics will tell you that if you really look through our jump bags that we jump off of the ambulance with, a lot of this stuff is in there and a lot of roller gauze. 4x4s. This is key. This is old school, okay? So, everything about bleeding is direct pressure, okay? Back in the day, they don't have quick clot. If they couldn't stop it with direct pressure, if they couldn't stop it with a tourniquet, there really wasn't anything they could do. You'd be loaded into the ambulance, somebody would be putting all of their weight onto you, trying to keep you from bleeding out. Okay, so what you're going to do with a 4x4, okay? Slap it on, direct pressure, lean into it, put weight on it, because you want that to stop, okay? And do not take this off and go for a new one, okay? By pulling this off, you are pulling that clot out, and you just refresh the bleeding. Okay, so if this is saturated, blood red, grab another one, slap it on. This one gets going, another one. If you've called for an ambulance, they haven't come in, this one's saturated. Just grab the top two, toss them off to the side, grab a new one, put your weight on it. Okay. Most people do not properly know how to use a tourniquet, so that's why a lot of places they don't like it. But tourniquet honestly is easy. Okay, so you are going to want to go above wherever the laceration or the cut is, and then typically a couple of fingers and wrap it around. Unless it's like right here by the elbow, then go up. You do not want to lock these joints up. Okay, so you're going to go up. So the bottom of the tourniquet is over the elbow, and then you're going to tighten it down. 72 minutes, I believe, is what the statistic is, that if you have a tourniquet on, there's a good chance they're going to have to amputate. Okay, you do not want to tourniquet too early, because keep in mind, by that lack of blood flow, you're losing oxygen. Things are dying. Okay, keep in mind, how do we dock sheep's tails? We put a rubber band on the tail, and then we just let them wander around. It'll fall off. So, always keep that in mind with tourniquets. Do not use a thin tourniquet. Okay, there's a reason that people will sit there and say, do you have a belt? Okay, you want the wider area, because then you're not putting so much damage to the cells by having just that thin little cord. By tightening that up, you're doing more damage. That is going to speed it up to the point that you might have to cut off the arm at even less than half the time, even more, even less than that. It's hard to say. Okay, so use something wide. Belt, you wrap that in, and you know what? They're already hurting, but you have to stop that bleeding. Drop a knee on there, drop a foot, drop your other hand, and you crank that back until the wound stops bleeding. Okay, so that is the basics there. Okay, I will do a little bit of another video about why I personally don't like quick clot and whatnot. So, but this is what I have in my bag. I don't have quick clot because I will not carry it. Okay, and like I said, there will be another video to that. More likely than not, I'll put in the links. Okay, I thank you for watching the video. Honestly, medical, I just get super excited about. So, thank you again. If you like this, if you got anything out of this, please like and subscribe. leave a comment. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like about it. And that way, you know, it'll help me make better videos for y'all. Okay, so this is SD Prepper. Thank you so much for watching this. I enjoyed making this pack. My wife wasn't thrilled with the wallet situation, but you know what? It was fun. Okay, thank you, and you guys have a good night.